Let's take a nice deep breath. Good.
Dr. Milena Bajich, good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
There's a question I wanted to ask, and that is about where we're at right now, this place in history where people are really scared. They're really frightened about where we're headed economically, globally, and as a society in general. On that point, can you shed some light by telling us what we need to know at this time so we could be less frightened about our future and how we can grow from here?
To grow, one needs to take time to be here right now. To be here right now means forgetting what happened in the past or where the future is coming. One of the things that is really very difficult for us is that we're so thrown into future events that we forget where we are right now. Right now, in this moment, there's hardly ever a problem. Right now, we do have all of these things going on in the world, but they come from a senseless violence based on competition, based on aggressiveness and wanting and needing and feeling like something's missing. There's never anything missing in anyone. One of the hardest things, I believe, is that we fail to go within ourselves. So a bigger piece of this is we don't go and we don't figure out, how do I feel? I ask you how you feel. I ask you how you feel. I ask you how you feel. And then what we do is we ask, how does the world feel? What do they think? What do they want? And we can clearly see that it's a sick, sick environment. It's based on taking. It's based on wanting. It's based on needing. And you're going to somehow tell me who I should be. I should be that beautiful queen on, some cover girl thing. I should be that millionaire, gazillionaire somewhere in the world. But here's the truth. And the truth speaks volumes. You are who you are. And you are always here. In this moment, always. When you go inside of yourself, you're full. You're complete. There's never anything else that you need. Does that make some sense?
Very much so. I'd like to ask this question, and I like this question that I'm about to ask you because it has a lot to do with what you just said. I think it's so important these days to love and accept ourselves. And in doing so, we find that we can love and accept others. Dr. Bajich, how and where do we begin to learn how to do that? And what do we need to learn in order to do that?
How do we learn to love ourselves?
Yes. Where do we begin?
I think that's one of the greatest questions. Oftentimes when I'm with my clients is that I discover that most of them who come to see me, and most of the world too, 95, 99% maybe of the world doesn't know how to do that. They have learned from yay high to not love themselves. They've learned from other people in this world of pretentiousness, in this world of violence. You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. And so you kind of walk through life thinking, okay, maybe I should be like them, or maybe I should be like her or him, and have this and have that. That we forget that there's this inner core of us that's absolutely resilient, absolutely wonderful. All the love we ever needed was always in here. Always in here. We never needed anything outside of this. Complete love is love that you have that's already here. We have bought the idea that we're not loved. We have bought the idea that we're not cared for. And that might be true because, in our story, we have been told maybe we were neglected as children, maybe we were terribly abused as young adults. I don't know what everybody's story is, but you are not your story. You are love. I am love. Connected, we are all absolute love. There's only one.
So Dr. Bajich, may I interrupt you one moment? So basically, are you implying or are you saying that we need to possibly get rid of all the conditioning that we've been through in our lives, since we were very young children? How do we begin to break that and break out of that, rather?
Take a breath. And breathe in again. I want you to pay attention to it. Pay attention to how you're breathing. How it's going in and out. Right here in this moment, you are here. When you let go of your story, you let go of all of those preconditions. You let go of all of those habits. You let go of the idea that you're not loved. You let go of things that happen to you, how people talk to you, what you're missing, what you're not missing, all of your losses. This is life in this moment. When you're in this moment, you let go of the past. You let go of what you're thinking about in the future. You let go of some of these things that condition you, keep you a prisoner. And you are not a prisoner. You are a glorious, glorious being. If each one of us were to recognize the marvelousness of us, we would be so much happier. And guess what? If I'm happy with me, my gosh, you're just exquisite. You're just absolutely exquisite. And you become so lovable and so adorable. Why? Because I love me. When I love me, I can love you much more easily. I may not agree with you. I may not agree with your story. I may not agree with how you conduct your life. That's not up to me to decide. But I can love you because the perfection that's inside of you is inside of me. And when I pay attention to that, I am love, and so are you.